watching India Today with me, Nabila Jamal. Now, we do know that this coronavirus pandemic has brought this eerie silence in our neighborhood. But the only people who are really making some noise here are a bunch of comedians with their crazy comic rollouts, 1-minute videos that are really keeping people entertained. During these dark times, these comedians here are indeed the go-to people for those in distress. Let me introduce, joining us today, a bunch of them. Mallika Dua, comedian, actor. We have Prajakta Kohli, who's a very popular YouTuber. We have Atul Khatri, who's a YouTuber, a comedian, a stand-up comedian himself. We also have joining us is Naseer, who is part of Jordindian, quite famous on YouTube as well. Thanks, guys. You guys really need no introduction, but I appreciate you joining us here today. If you could take us through your time in quarantine. We're all depressed, all right, but you're somehow seeing the brighter side of life. Prajakta, I'll start with you.
Wow. Hello to everybody that I absolutely love, and it's such a pleasure to be on a panel with people that I love and admire so much. Hi, Didi. Anyway, I am not depressed, honestly. I mean, it is a little bit of a shock that we're all suddenly dealing with things that we did not sort of see coming. But I still feel like depressed is a very strong word. How is quarantine going for me is that basically it's sort of been, and I think a lot of my fellow creators will agree to this, it's sort of been like a reset button when it comes to being a creator. Because we started off like this. We all started off creating content in our own homes and, shooting it ourselves, editing it ourselves. And then I literally got spoiled when I got a team, where now they were shooting for me and helping me.
And now you're back to shooting all of it by yourself again.
Yeah, so now it's back to square one. So now it's again, oh my God, okay. So it's not a completely new concept when it comes to creating content, but I'd sort of gotten used to all the amazing help that I had. So that's one, but it's very exciting because touchwood, life was going great, life was going crazy. There was a lot of travel happening, and I wasn't really getting this time to myself, where now all I have to do all day is think of content and eat and nap, and I'm not.
Well, your content is quite hilarious. I'd like you to take us through your most favorite characters, but I'll go to Atul before that. Atul actually is giving us a lot of positive news this entire lockdown period. We're already into Unlock India phase 1, but your lockdown positive news has really kept us gripped. Where does that inspiration come from?
Actually, it was, thank you, Nabila, thank you to everybody else. It was not really an inspiration, it was what is called as Majboori, because I'm a stand-up comedian. My thing comes from live shows, and from 15th March onwards, I started only positive news, honestly, just to keep myself positive, to find out some positive news, because, I could see that my shows had all got cancelled for the next 3-4 months, and probably, I don't know, live stage will open, I think, last. So I thought this was a way to keep myself motivated, to give me some kind of a routine every day to do some kind of thing. And initially it was difficult finding positive news, but now I think it's I've got the routine, and I think probably
Do you want to give us our daily dose today, Atul?
Oh, today there are a lot of positive news. I don't say news, I say newses, because there's so many positive news. So first of all, I don't know if you guys know, but we saw this very heart-wrenching video of that lady in Muzaffarnagar Muzaffar on the station, who had died, and a young toddler trying to wake her up. But people who wouldn't know that, but Shah Rukh Khan's foundation, Mir Foundation, has picked up the news, and they have taken full responsibility of taking care of the child. So the child was given back to the grandparents, and they said, we'll take full care of the child.
Nice. So do you really go looking out for positive news? Who are your reporters on ground?
So I have some of a few fans and followers who have the people, just sending me news every day. I scout through news, I scout through the newspaper, I scout through InShots and a lot of these apps which are there to find out where I can get fun. You'll be surprised to know every day I get close to 19, 20 very good positive news. Things which will just keep people very happy and positive, because honestly, more than the physical thing which people talk about, I think it's the mental health which has to be positive, because to help us through this pandemic.
Absolutely, which is why we have you all here today, because we as much as we talk about mental health, we talk about coping with this pandemic. It's really difficult without feeling bogged down. Let's go over to Naseer from Jordindian. Naseer and Vineet, both of them have done this really funny, cool gig together, a rap together on the lockdown. Naseer, take us through it.
Yeah, well, like everyone else, we were just stuck at home. Luckily, I was stuck with my girlfriend in her house, so
luckily
that worked out pretty well.
Which one of them, but in the videos?
Yeah, no,
Kidding.
no, can't tell.
Go on.
But yeah, so yeah, it obviously was super hard because we couldn't get in touch with our team, as in we couldn't really meet our team and start shooting. We had a lot of stuff planned out, uh, but then we just started. We were like, why not just do a song? And we wrote a song, and we have a producer as well for the song, and he like we did everything through Zoom calls and through like whatever we could to get things done, and it took a while, but it happened, and we were happy that we could put a small little message out there for the people, because everyone's like crazy. We need content right now. We need something. We're all stuck at home, so we're like, we got nervous and
Mallika, your comic rollouts have really entertained us, and most of y'all have shattered records, right? Previous records in likes, shares, followers. So it's crazy. You guys are the real stars this entire lockdown pandemic period. Go on.
I don't think of likes, shares, and comments because I don't know those people. To me, what matters is how I feel about what I do, which is why I create so little and so sporadically and impulsively. So I've not really spent my time focusing on how many people have liked it or how many have come on board and all, because I think for creative people that is a trap. Quite honestly, like that's manufactured by your agencies and your agents and things like that. But what I've just tried to do is just create stuff that makes me laugh, because these are such grim times and everyone is just so intelligent online that you need to kind of calm down and introduce a little stupidity, because सब इतने से आने हैं तो मतलब problem ही क्या है दुनिया में?
Mallika, who are the intelligent ones online?
Oh, I can't name them. I left Twitter, no. So I like fought with all of them, and then I left Twitter.
Was it a conscious decision to leave Twitter?
Obviously, who leaves that place unconsciously? It is very conscious. That place drives you out.
No, I mean, one can just stop posting, but if you completely quit Twitter, then
No. If you stop posting, doesn't mean that people won't still shit on you, right? But like if you stop posting, then the problem will be आप post क्यों नहीं कर रहे हो? Then so now I have a fake account and I stalk everyone and everything from that. But it's a dormant account because as the saying goes on Twitter, never wrestle with a pig. You both will get dirty and the pig will enjoy it. So I was wrestling with too many pigs and they were enjoying it. So मैंने कहा चलो हटे यहाँ से. Yeah.
Mallika, what is your favorite on your platform? I mean, we like a variety of what you do, but your favorite character when you get into a particular role that gives you absolute joy?
I enjoy playing like those really sad men. Or I enjoy
I figured, Prajakta, all of you like enacting men, sad men, uncles.
Yeah. I don't know why. And I love doing this auntie Behuda Bibi, and some people call her Tinder auntie and whatever. She's very like on the face, she's quite sexually emancipated, which she rarely ever makes sense, but she's very confident of every word that comes out of her mouth. So I love her. Like she's my alter ego.
If I ask you to say a dialogue maybe from her, would you?
नबीला जी मुद्दत हो गई ज़ूम पे किसी के आंखों में झांक के उन्हें करारा चाटा मारे बस अभी तो कुछ आ भी नहीं रहा है कॉमेडी में.
Oh, आ गया. That was fun. Well, I do want to ask you guys that your final output comes out so smooth, right? But when you actually shoot it, I can only imagine the kind of disturbance that you have from the background. Maybe your mum or your dad or your siblings trying to interrupt, trouble you, bother you. And then you have 100 other chores to finish up in the middle. You want to come and complete your video. How do you really do that? What are the challenges, if you can take us through? Atul?
Actually, one good thing which has happened is there's no sound. Earlier we used to have problem with the aeroplane going on top of the traffic. Thanks to this pandemic, at least the sound part is taken care of. Okay. Light was always okay, but I think other than that, not really too many issues. Yeah, you have to somehow manage that. You have to shoot it. Like I always shoot my videos, my only positive news till 12 o'clock, because after that to help my wife with some of the things at home. But 12 is my deadline. Before 12, I have to finish everything. So yeah, so it gives me sort of a routine also in the day. Wake up early, get my positive news, shoot it, edit it, and then get it out. One good thing which I learned in this pandemic was editing, because I didn't know editing myself. And earlier too, there was no possible way to send my large file to editor, get it back, take it too much of time. First, I learned editing on my own. So I think that's one skill I've developed in this pandemic.
Which is why, I mean, it's going to be quite hard, or I'm sure it's so hard for you to complete an entire video while you have other things going as well. A question again that I would really be keen on knowing is, have your families totally accepted your foolish, funny, crazy self? It must be hard for them to be stepping out and facing family members who are so typical, the ones you imitate on your comedy platforms, right? Prajakta, your family totally accepted it?
I mean, all my content comes from them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they are as crazy as I am. There are so many things that my parents sometimes say, and I'm just like, why don't I have my notebook? I need to write this down because it's just utter genius. हम अपने आप में ही बड़े खुश होते हैं एक दूसरे का मजाक
Like for example.
So इस चक्कर में it's never a question of who is more crazy. We're all crazy. But having said that, I've also been doing this for 5 years. When I started doing it 5 years ago, I remember my mom and dad were very curious. Like they used to peep into my room and see when I was shooting, like trying to figure out, oh, what are you doing today? Now it's become so regular that I'll be today I was shooting a video, right? And so between my video, my mom comes and tells me, listen, I don't care, you're shooting, you need to come and eat breakfast with everybody. So I ate my breakfast, and the whole time I was shooting as Montu. So the whole time I had Montu stash on my face, I had a stash drawn on me, I had a shirt, and nobody thought it was out of ordinary. Nobody told me that, hey, listen, you still have a stash on your face. That's how normal it has become.
This is so fun. Okay. Naseer, is that the same with you? Naseer, you've been doing it for quite a while, but I'd like to hear, how have your family received it?
Well, in the beginning, it was all obviously they were like, what are you doing? It's funny and all, but what exactly are you doing? And then we went, Beep and I kept going for about 2 years. And then about a year back, I got the question from my mom, so when are you going to get a job? And I was like, this is our job. This is full time now. And she was like, no, an office job, a 9 to 5, a decent human being and stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but no, now she's gotten over it. They're super supportive, both Beep's parents and I. They're like as soon as the video goes out, they're either the people commenting first to watch it, or they are the first to watch it. So it's always nice that they're super supportive. And like Prajakta said, most of the content does come from them, because it's just funny to see how parents are at home, and whatever they say to us, it's just we're constantly writing things down.
They're not in the least surprised. I think they fueled most of what is happening. But I've been this person since childhood, honestly. And my dad and I would always do weird characters and skits, and I would wear his hats and just talk weirdly. So no one was surprised. They were surprised I was able to monetize it, and that there are people who actually pay for this stupidity. But that's what surprises them. But otherwise, and in fact, in my house, my sister was here. She just left this morning, and she's like, I'm so sick and tired. Everyone just talks to a camera in this house. Because my dad obviously is shooting 2 different shows at home with very minimal crew, and my mom is also she started a YouTube channel, so she's the most I don't even have the guts to get out of my pajamas every day. She's in a sari at 9 in the morning and she's shooting and all. So in fact, I'm the anomaly. This is the norm in this house right now during the lockdown, that everyone is shooting something or the other. So I get calls from downstairs ki mummy ki shooting chal rahi hai, abhi awaaz mat karna. So I'm like, haan, theek hai, kar lo. And then I typically end up shooting things at night when everyone's sleeping or when I feel like. But this house is very shooting compliant, to be honest. They just, my dad calls it in Punjabi, they say jhal khalerna. Because that day I came dressed as this buaji with white hair and chashma, and he was jhal khaler rahi thi na, lunch khale types. So it's pretty normal here.
Do you all actually reach out to fellow comedians, those online stars? Do you personally reach out to them to say your work is so good, I appreciate it? Do you connect with each other?
Oh yeah,
So that's how Prajakta and I met.
Okay, so you'll actually just hit each other up online?
No, we met offline, but it was a fandom mutual.
But I got fan fangirled when I met Mallika the first time. I remember it was at a party and I could see her standing and I was like, you know what, I really want to go and meet her, but I'm like, she's chilling, like, I don't want to disturb her. And my friends were like, go, it's going to be fine. I remember going to her and I'm like, hi Mallika, I'm a huge fan. And she was the sweetest. I remember and then she came to my room and we had French fries, like instantly just hit it off. And since then we've been very, very close.
Yeah, Mallika is very sweet.
Oh,
Mallika,
thanks. Especially if you give
welcome.
me French fries.
I was just thinking, does it really bother you when you get negative comments? Naseer, I'll take it with you there. As much as Mallika says, doesn't really bother me, like, share, comment, doesn't really bother me. But to be honest, that's
No,
that's what
I said that like, share doesn't bother me, but negative comments, of course, they bother me.
It bothers you. I thought that wouldn't bother you.
That's why I left Twitter.
Yeah, okay.
Why did I leave Twitter?
Okay, so but really, does it really bog you down that much? Naseer, does that bother you so much? Negative comments? I mean, like I mentioned, like, share, comment is something that you'll thrive on. And at a time when you're putting in that kind of effort to roll out some really funny stuff, according to you is funny, might not be too funny for the audience. Do you take it personally? And what do you do with that?
So when we read the comments, we don't really take it that personally, but it's usually when our family or friends or like our parents would be like, why are these boys saying these mean things? Or why are these girls saying these mean things about you? Why are they saying that you're not funny or your videos are not funny anymore and this and that? That's when it hurts. That's when we're like, it's because it's coming out from someone you love, you're just like, I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, of course, it does have an effect, even if it's like a minor effect deep down inside. But we try not to let it get to us, because at the end of the day, if we love what we're putting out, that's all that matters. And we're glad that a majority of the people love it too. So we're like, okay, win-win.
You say what you want. You say it's a beautiful, rainy day in Bombay. There'll be somebody screaming on the other side. It's sunny, hot, sunny in UP. You say whatever you people wake up every morning to get offended, or they say, please offend me. So. And I think I'm old. I'm 52 years old. I have two, grown-up children. I have a wife. I have a mother-in-law. I have seen life. So I don't get these trolls. But if somebody like a Mallika or a Prajakta or somebody else will come and, hey, Atul, this is not right, I'll probably look at it seriously. But trolls, their work is only to get up and, offend you in some, they throw stones at you. Now it's, depending whether you want to react to those stones or just walk through that. I just walk through that currently because I'm done with this. I'm still on Twitter just to get the toxicity which Mallika has left behind.
Oh. Well, you're thriving on Twitter, I see. But what's the toughest part about coming out with comic rollouts?
I think a lot to do with what is easier to make has to do with the reactions that you get, at least for me, where I could put a lot of effort in one piece of content, series or not, and if I get zero effort, if I get zero reaction to it, then I am instantly going to stop putting that much effort in it and try something new. So there is really no way to predict that, or there's nothing easier or more difficult, I feel like.
Okay, so it's daily motivation for a whole bunch of you.
The thought process of actually just getting the idea and then probably seeing that nobody else has done it. Because really there's so much out there on the internet. You would like to keep it as original as possible so that people don't tell you कि तुमने यहाँ से लिया वहाँ से लिया. So that is my biggest thing, is to get an original idea. I think that's my biggest challenge.
Naseer, what about you?
I think one of the funniest things that we found out, the hardest things for us, believe it or not, is to find girls to feature in our video.
It's to find
girls to feature in our video, like when we need a girl character.
Really?
It was super, yeah. And then we finally found like Niharika NM, who's like a creator from Bangalore. And then she moved to LA. And then we were like, what are we supposed to do now?
But
so
the number of followers that you have, can't you just like put it out on your page that we're looking for some artists or someone who's just interested to jump in our videos?
Yeah, we didn't really want to put it out there because everyone thought that we had like a lot of girlfriends. But now you know.
All right. Mallika, what's the toughest part for you?
The toughest part, honestly, is that when you start out, you create it for yourself, and then gradually you get an audience, and while that's very rewarding, it's very tough to know how much to take in and how much to just retain, because after a point, it's like you are as good as what other people think of you.
True.
and that's not someone who I really am, right? So you have to find a way ki acha theek hai, these are the things that I'm not, but who am I, you know? So for me that's tough, where because I do, why I say to me likes, comments, etc. don't matter is because it's very external, you know, and it can stop. It's like a supply of
Yeah.
drugs, and you don't know who the dealer is.
All right.
So
You know,
that's
I think
for me the tough
y'all are
part.
doing a fabulous job and we're really thoroughly entertained. Nasir, we'd really appreciate it if you could sing us a line or two of the rap. Please.
Okay. So this is from the new Locked Up in the Lockdown song. I'm just gonna go straight into the verses. So it's like, locked up and it feels like every day is Sunday. No work, no schools, no sign of Monday. Not sure what's in store, what the future brings. But we gotta appreciate all the little things. Countless hobbies to pursue with all this time. So many seconds on the clock. Yeah, it's time to shine. Today I'll be your chef. Go hard in the kitchen. Share my flavors with the world. Show them what they're missing.
Woohoo! You know what? I'd like to ask all of
So
you.
it's true. It's actually us rapping. Just so you know.
That's really cool. I totally love it. I know it. And look at the number of views it's got. It's hit the roof, no doubt. Prajakta, your rap as well, yeah. Come on. A few lines of that.
My rap was as a mom. So what my mom does is it's a diss track where she roasts me A to Z. Like she has a roast for every alphabet.
Go for it.
So I think my favorite bit in that was, she goes, idiot जैसे इंटरनेट पे इन्फ्लुएंसर बनती है, इसको पूछो अपना रूम साफ क्यों नहीं करती है, GHIJ जोक्स इसके जबरदस्त लगता सिर्फ इसको है, जिसको भी सुनाए वो चुपचाप खिसके. So it's on those lines, but it's like an A to Z rap.
But that's so cool. On a final word, Prajakta, you've not lived up to your word. Come on, go for it. Wrap this show in your style.
Woo! Okay. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. Before I leave, I want to tell you to subscribe to Mostly Sane and subscribe and follow Mallika Dua.
Smart girl.
Subscribe to Jordindian. अभी मतलब अपने को सब बताया गया है कि मतलब घर पे बैठने का है वगैरह. मैं तो मतलब वैसे पहले भी घर पे ही बैठ रहा था. क्या है ना, मेरा टेंशन का क्लियर नहीं हुआ फिर से. लेकिन इट्स ओके. सब बोलते हैं मेरे को कि ऐसा ट्राई टिल यू सक्सीड वगैरह होता है. तो तुम लोग भी घर पे बैठो आराम से. अपन गेम खेलते हैं कोई तो.
Excellent, you guys. I really thoroughly had a great time. Thank you so much for joining us. Let's hope you continue to entertain us and make us laugh, and may your likes, shares and followers grow. Thank you and all the very best. Thank you for watching.